As you guys may have seen there, the intro for VSL is starting up. I've just got to redo screen regions and all this fun stuff we did yesterday. But a good morning to you, Zombie Grub.
Good morning. How are you?
I am about to sneeze, actually.
Okay.
I actually had quite an interesting day yesterday, and I cannot wait to share the details about it. But the number one thing I have, and you won't be able to see this, well, I guess we have no stream delay, so you could possibly see this, is I bought a lottery ticket. I do not believe in lottery tickets. Now, what do you mean by you don't believe in lottery tickets? I mean that I'm convinced, like, yes, there's going to be one lucky person out there who wins money, but for the most part, they're a scam and a sham and a cheat way to get some quick dollars from dumb people. However, that being said, I bought a lottery ticket yesterday, and it's called Set for Life. I don't know if this is like something outside of my province because it says only in BC. But the idea with this lottery ticket is you don't win like $100,000 from the lottery ticket. You actually win like $5,000 a week for 25 years type thing. So I figured, what's some fun with it? I can scratch it on stream. I only bought the one. I'm not super crazy. It's like $5, but I bought the one and saved it so we could scratch it on stream a little bit later. So I'll wait till we have some more people on. You guys can cheer me on. I have 6 chances to win. 6 chances to win. I bought this one though because I've actually heard a lot of stories about people winning this one, because this can award minor prizes too, like $400 a week for like 25 years and stuff like that. So
Okay.
it's very unlikely, but I said on Twitter, and I'll stand by this, like, if I win the lottery, guys, I'm going to make so much StarCraft content, like, legit. This isn't going to be like me hobbling away and retiring to like a tiny little hole. Like, I want to do really cool StarCraft stuff, so wish me luck, I guess.
So it's a scratch off where you have to like match things or whatever.
Yeah, like, find the 3 $100 prizes or the $600 prizes,
Okay.
etc.
Yeah.
The other thing I did was I went to the local casino.
Yeah.
I got a card. It's got my name on it and everything. It came with this cool little like key card ruler. You snap it and pull it back type thing. My brother and I went in with about $20 each, and we walked away with a grand total of I think $1.10. We cashed out because we didn't honestly, like, I had no idea what the fuck we were doing. We went to the slots and we're just like, we put this card in. Mine didn't work on the first machine. His did. He won like 5 cents. I won like 50 cents. And we're like, cool, let's keep going. So we said, screw it. We'll spend all $20. It's just for fun anyways. I actually posted a picture on Twitter. If anyone's ever curious what my brother looks like, you'll see the picture of him on there. It's pretty fun. It's interesting. And then we got all you can eat sushi afterwards. So yay. A day out doing things.
And stuff. Yeah. I haven't been outside in 4 days.
See, that was my actual problem before. It's been raining every day, and we do everything online, so there's been no reason to go outside. So I've been home stuck for like a week, and I needed to get out. So it was really nice to be able to meet up with my brother, who hasn't lived with me in like 7 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
Rifkin's
Cool.
becoming addicted. Yeah, guys, I got to taste. You guys thought Soapgate was bad? Wait until you hear about Gamblegate. Dude,
dear
gamble the sub money away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
that
so often I'll
knuckle
buy
crack,
tickets. I always thought, like, I know that they're called lottery tickets, but I would never call them lottery tickets, because to me, lottery tickets are when you buy the numbers. But
Oh, like you got to guess like 14, 3, 64.
yeah, but I've always gotten like scratch off tickets every now and then. Like when I was younger, it used to be what my grandma gave me for Christmas.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
The dollar scratchers and stuff like that.
Yeah, she gave us like $20 scratchers, and we just, I mostly have fun just tearing them apart. But sometimes it actually win stuff.
Wait a minute. How old were you? Were you playing Brood War before or after you started these tickets?
After, I mean, I was getting these tickets when I was like 5.
Yeah. So do you think that had any influence on the race you chose to play?
Tearing it apart.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so, because I don't like tearing it apart's not really the right word, right? But you were scratching them off, so and then he tore them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a big old Canadian loony to scratch this with there, eh? Oh, actually, I have a loony and a toonie. Didn't even realize. One each on the desk. You guys probably like, what's he talking about? Was he using like a kind of accent? These are the $1 and $2 coins. in the Canadian currency system. The $1 coin features a loon on it. That's why it's called a loonie. And this isn't some sort of like weird Canadianism. It's actually called a loonie. And the more I say it, the more I feel like I'm a Canadian. It's like, oh, it's a loonie there, eh? No, don't. Then the other one is, I love this coin. This coin has so much story to it. This is a toonie. Now you might be thinking, well, what possible animal is on the toonie that would make it called that? Well, actually, it's a polar bear. There's 2 of them. And because it's the equivalent value of 2 loonies, it's a toonie. Sometimes Canada's really stupid. But if you guys can see here, it's focusing. There's the polar bear in the middle. It's pretty nice. This coin, though, caused so much controversy for the first couple of years it was out. Because that middle part that you guys notice is a different color than the rest was something where if you put this in the freezer, you could pop out the middle very easily, actually. Like, you can't do it now. Like, I push, and it won't come out. But yeah, so people would pop these out, it'd break the coin, and basically it would lose its value. So it's kind of one of those things where the government would be like, hey, so you guys, there's this thing you can do where you put it in the freezer, and you pop the middle out, and it ruins the coins that we work so hard to make for you, so please don't do it. Which, of course, in turn made everyone go, wait a minute, I've never heard that before, I've got to try that. So that made more people pop the center, and they end up redesigning it slightly or something. It was an amazing part of our culture and history here. But it made me think actually a lot on the Nintendo Switch, where that comes out recently, and everyone's like, yeah, this thing tastes horrible, don't lick the cartridges, they like made it taste bad on purpose. And they're like, what, really? I don't believe you. And then they go and they're like, oh, it tastes terrible. So they'll tell their friend, like, hey, don't lick the cartridge, it tastes fucking terrible, and so forth and so forth.
Yeah. Well, I learned more about Canadian money than I thought I was in this cast.
The loony and the toonie, there's a lot of rich history there.
I want to learn if you get rich, though.
What do you mean? Oh, the lottery ticket? Yeah, well, like I said, I got this here for, we'll probably do this after the first couple of games or something. I thought, like, during the, because I was kind of compensating a little bit. Like, I know we're going to have a 10-minute downtime later, and I figured that would probably be the perfect time to suspensefully scratch one of these here boxes, if not all of them. 10 prizes of $100,000. See back for play instructions. Scratch the play area, find 3 identical prize amounts in the same play area. Win the prize. Actually, here, I'll make it even better, guys. If I win this prize amount and it's like, yo, you're set for life, not only am I going to make cool StarCraft content, I'll get zombie grub, like, all the pay on BaseTradeTV for a while, too.
Oh, man.
It'll be like we both win if I win.
Yeah, that would be more money.
Oh, I guess it's just, like, totally, like, tailored to my province. Like, it's got provincial information on this, too. By signing this ticket, I declare that I'm a legal holder of the ticket. I'm 19 years of age, blah, blah, blah. And then I love that right here in the back, they actually have, like, because you guys were making jokes. This is a serious topic, apparently. Like, if you're having gambling problem addictions, call this number.
Yeah.
Helpline, 1-888-795-6111.
First step is admitting it, though, so.
I don't have a problem. This is my first ticket. Okay, so there's that Dust logo, by the way, on that shirt. Can't wait to see some Buell action looking similar. But looks like we're getting ready to go to the first series of the day, so hopping on over. Of course, the screen region is broken. Also, some updates and information. If you guys recall yesterday, me getting all upset about this little logo we got at the bottom, and more importantly, it not syncing up with the overlay. Turns out, VSL is using a broken version of the WCS 3.0 overlay. And what's interesting about that, I'll tell this story in a moment, but what's interesting about that is you don't download a separate mod like you do with GameHeart. WCS 3.0 is available like in the client. So for them to have broken it, they must be using a different mod or some sort of different setup, or they've made an overlay that's similar to WCS 3.0 but isn't. Oh, who's playing here? I actually gotta, I guess we're on the title T on the overlay for the names.
Yeah, apparently. That's Rogue. Red Zerg.
Alright, hang on.
Upper right.
Don't break things. Last couple times we've done this, it breaks. Top
Upper
left. It's gonna be Bunny. Bunny, actually,
he's a man.
best shape of his life lately, I say.
Yeah, I think so. We actually see far less of Rogue, man. Like, I mean, he doesn't really play in any online tournaments. Maybe he's set up for like 1 or 2.
So, actually, on that note, none of the green Gen Air guys have been playing online stuff or really streaming. They've been kind of in their own little world.
They were like, it's like everyone moved to Mars, you know, when Earth like starts dying, and Janeira's like, now we have like this bubble where you can still breathe really well, and it's actually
Oh, they're
really
the people
nice,
who have
but
that,
you're
like,
like no one else is
society?
invited, so like it's just Janera. That's kind of them, yeah, something like that, because like they're on what is still the old Kespa regime, but without real like I know it's still Kespa because it's like Kespa for the other team, the other esports. But anyways, but it also means that they're still getting the perks, even though they're also getting the downsides as well. So downside is they can't leave the bubble on Earth and be with other people. But the upside is that they have a team and a team house and maybe some of them salaries. I don't know about that. Don't quote me on that one.
No.
But it's weird. And when I say that they've only like maybe he's joined one or two, there was one or two tournaments where a bunch of junior players would sign up and then not check in or not do very well.
Yeah. So this kind of goes back to, for those who don't know, a lot of the other teams, they straight up said, like, back this is when MVP and like all the big Kespa teams are still around, like, you guys cannot play in these online cups. And they'll be like, we get that you're friends with the organizers or you're friends with the people playing, but like you cannot play. So Janeer is like, I gotta imagine there's some sort of management structure that's just like, nah, don't play, guys. Or maybe they are actually just so well taken care of it doesn't matter. I mean, I would hope it's the latter, to be honest. But
Yeah.
at any rate, yeah, Rogue, he won was it season 1 Ting with us. He's played a couple of small things here and there. He's probably been the most outgoing of the Janeer players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Ting season 1 Korean qualifiers was that tournament where a bunch of Rogue or bunch of Jin Air players actually showed up for the qualifier, but then like only 2 of them ended up checking in, Rogue and someone else that I can't remember right now. Not any of the big heavy hitters. And the SOS was season 2, and that was a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Montium, thank you very much for those bits. Some folks coming to a volume to explain how this is going down today. This will be like yesterday. We don't actually have in-game control of things. If the volume's too high or too low and music's not to your satisfaction, we don't really have control of it. I only have the YouTube slider bar. And for those who don't know, I guess the reason we're using YouTube is this is a private link of a clean feed because we are officially here to cast this. This isn't like us pirating some other stream and just talking over it. So again, we're limited in what we can do. I apologize. We'll try and adjust as we go, but there's only so much we can do. But yeah, actually down here in the bottom right, the overlay thing, what I was talking about too, you guys will notice that bleeds over. This is not supposed to be like this. I spoke with one of the Blizzard folks who actually designed the overlay, and that's how I got the confirmation that there was something wrong with whatever version they were using. I reported it to the folks at VSL, but I think it might be a combination of not caring and combination of language barrier.
Yeah, probably. It's hard to explain an overlay, I guess, if it's not native English. Might be difficult. We're gonna go quick time check. 13, 14.
Yep, we're good.
15. Okay, cool. All right, so we have a 2-1-1, I guess, for Bunny coming out here. Haven't seen one of these in a while. Everyone's been doing these factory openers. Whereas Rogue is going for, I mean, the only thing really notable is faster overlord speed, so he could scout this very easily. But I think he already knows what's coming. It's all the amount of Marines.
Actually, you know what? I was just going back to a moment here for the whole we don't really know where Rogue's at. He hasn't been playing stuff, blah blah. I was kind of curious what style this would end up being, honestly. It's a Ling Bling muted, I think, is the expected and the default for a lot of players, but we've been seeing so much Ravager play out of really, really good Zerg players, but melee weapons on the way, and looks like Rogue's going to be sticking to more classic, more quote-unquote normal Zerg play style.
Yeah, I don't know what the Cyclone follow-up is about. One Cyclone in later stages of a TvZ is kind of useless.
Yeah, I feel like you make one early on, and it kind of still helps with the Mothership Core aspect of things. Not the same level that it used to be, obviously, but that might not matter. Right now, Bunny does actually get...
That was so awkward.
I thought he was
Sim
going to go
wasn't
with
done.
that. Yeah, well, he pulls back. Now he's good to go.
This is
Now it's given a lot of time for the Queens to come back.
Yeah. I mean, that really is the difference of being able to slaughter, like, 7 drones, maybe, and, like, a handful of lings and still getting out of there, and getting really nothing except, I guess, this Overlord. No, not even. Just kidding.
Bad, man.
Yeah, it does. That is definitely on the build timing, actually, not necessarily on his speediness across the map, because that was, like, 517. Anyways, harsh criticism of his build aside, he's kind of doom dropping into the main base already. He had 4 medevacs instead of just the typical, 3, I would say, and one was almost a distraction, even though it did have units.
Marine stuttering back. Good control so far out of Bunny. Oh, loses one of the medevacs though. It feels bad. One with units in it too.
Yeah, that does kind of suck. This one ends up doing something though. Like even though it really looks like a very ragtag group of units, but there's no banelings quite yet. So the chances of picking up those Marines is still pretty high, and Bunny wants to continue harassing. I'll get the Queen. Nah, but it's a medevac. And just barely doesn't get that Queen. Damn.
So I'm trying to fix something in the overlay here.
Well, this actually is a very ineffective opener, really, all things considered. Loses 3 medevacs? No, I think he lost 2 medevacs, but then this one's really low, and the other one had to go home because he just lost all the units that were in these medevacs. So either way, the point is, like, his aggression, it was supposed to be really ramped up. It was supposed to last, I would say, a little bit longer and do a little bit more damage. Now he's just kind of macroing back at home, so it was not the best. He's behind on upgrades, as I assume Rogue at 68 drones can go ahead and start his 2-2 pretty soon. And sees that the third base is just now coming down, so his fourth is it's gonna be okay for a little while longer. Like definitely okay long enough for him to get Baneling speed and spread his creep a little bit more.
Well, while the game may not have started off super well for Bunny, I kind of worry that even if it did, you know, you're just coming up against Rogue, who has been one of the macro Zergs, one of the better Zergs in general. Like, I'm not saying he's run away with the game or anything. I mean, look at those supplies. It's not that big of a deal yet, but just even getting the upgrades down first, not feeling a lot of pressure, only just now losing some creep. Yeah, I really don't know if Bunny's done enough in the early game.
I mean, yeah, Bunny is going to have a really strong mid-game presence, and it's fortunate that it is not cross-spawn, rather. It's horizontal spawn. So that when he does decide to push, it'll be right up against Rogue's fourth base, like really quick. But it's not the best jumping off point from the early to mid game. Like other 2-1-1s could have been a lot more effective. He does manage to clear up a lot of creep on that fourth base left side though, which again is going to be probably his pushing point, and that is very important. Rogue could, I'd say easily, if he was like a worse player, right? But he's a really good player. Could easily just not have his units in the right position in 1 second, and that base could even be sniped. But I don't expect that to happen. He's even starting to spread his units around better. Okay, well, he had Lings over here, and then he brought it back to the main. This
is a pretty good drop. This is some damage he needed to get done, too. This wasn't even just like, oh, good, that's, extending his lead. Like, Bunny was really not in the hottest spot for most of this game. Now, he does still drones. We got that picture-in-picture. Double drop coming in. Those Evo Chambers, never mind. They're fine.
The medevacs are all cleaned up as the mutas do pop out. That Queen get the last shot anyways. Yeah, they might soak up the Widow Mine, so that wouldn't be the worst thing. Spire's not going to be under threat here, and Bunny... as long as his main push is still halfway decent, I guess this is okay damage. Harassment, it's really drawn Rogue's army out of position, and that lack of creep spread, again, could really hurt him so quickly that the Terran army gets on his base to the left side, but a little too far forward when he gets there. Oh, but some really good Widow Mine hits. It took up a huge chunk of the Lings.
I guess maybe that's part of the logic of the game. Have such a bad opener that Karma will eventually give you a decent Widow Mine.
Is that how that works? I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, Rogue did the harassment was borderline for a long time, just not enough. And then, well, it suddenly was. Like, the units were out of position, and he didn't have enough banelings. He didn't realize what he was missing. His queens had been, taken apart without transfuses. And, yeah, all it did take was, like, 1 second where he had one opportunity, and that's a fourth base loss.
The moment you own it, never gonna let it go. Actually, I just realized this game for Rogue was a pretty good example, too, of, like, you don't know what you got till it's gone saying. But
yeah. I really wonder what this game would have looked like had he not taken that base as well, because that's a lot more creepster that Bunny has to go on, and then he has to go on that awkward middle point of the natural and third.
Yeah.
He's not attacking the fourth base anymore. He's attacking into the natural, which is, usually a lot more difficult. But I think Rogue either overestimated his position or just, figured this is normal. I'll be able to defend it. I usually can. Either way, he couldn't. And, now where is he going to take his fourth base?
Well, what's interesting is at least, the muta count still remains fairly high. Losing one here kind of sucks. But I was going to say 13, 15. Like, that builds it up nicely. And if you guys don't know, Rogue is a guy who really likes to go heavy on mutas. A lot of games we've actually seen him go upwards of 20 plus. And I think if he's in a position where no matter how good or bad the trades are, whether it's your base, whether it's the Lings or the Banelings, he usually tries to get that mutalist count up behind it. I think one of the good things for Bunny is he was taking muta trades. Like, it's going to be more costly, and it's not going to be nearly as efficient to focus on mutas, but when you're playing against somebody like Rogue, I think keeping that number low is a really big priority. Unfortunately, there's not going to be any pickup here. He should probably focus on that Baneling.
Nice. He focuses down like 4 mutas instead, though, so...
Yeah. Actually, that's not too bad. It drives off drones here to the south. I mean, 8 mutas is not a threat. 8 mutas barely picks off medevacs. So, again, like, you're really hitting Rogue's weakness.
Yeah. I mean, Bunny's actually just starting to snowball here. The lack of 4th base has already hit Rogue's income, and then Bunny's macro has been pretty perfect. It's a strong word to use, but he's got some good reinforcements. They are cleaned up, but it was a lot of Marauders, so a lot of Banelings had to be used there, and he still saved 2 drops to the south.
Yeah, at some point it says Rogue twice on there, but they I guess they changed it to English halfway through the game. I didn't realize. Originally it was in Korean, and I didn't know if that was going to get changed or not. But there you go. Fixed. Easy peasy. Just remove the second. Is the name so nice you overlay it twice?
That is not Rogue's 4th, or Bunny's 4th base, rather. That is just his main. He was going pretty hard in his production, so no room to fit in a 4th base going to minerals.
I will say, it's cool watching Bunny. I was really worried. Like, honestly, the first couple drops, the awkward sim timing, I came into this like, oh, Bunny, like, are you just outclassed here? What's going on? Are you feeling intimidated? But his macro's been holding strong. He's got really good focus fire, and I'm loving these round buys. He is, okay, maybe a janky opening for this first game, but he's playing it really well. Yeah,
it was a janky opener, but he hit the right points beyond the lost drops, the lack of creep spread, and just the blitz, almost like pseudo blitz onto that 4th base. So Rogue just was still a little distracted.
Spire might be in danger while this goes on. Hype for the picture-in-picture. Never mind, just kidding. Banelings are there. Not a problem.
There was a couple of Widow Mines that could have been much worse for the mutas. Pretty much worse for the Lings, actually. But 17 drones go down just for 7 SCVs. Medevac still going to that natural. 2 Marauders. Can't do very much usually with drones, but they can kill a Queen.
I mean, it's nice seeing Rogue on Bunny's side of the map finally, but we're not seeing him accomplish a whole hell of a lot. He's cutting off reinforcements, which I guess helps a bit, but this isn't the same as picking off Tech Lab. It's not the same as picking off SCVs. And it looks like the main was lifted. Wait, is the main the one became the 4th? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah. Raising the defense looked a little bit silly, but actually ended up helping against the Lings. These drops look like they're not going to be able to do too much. Maybe? The Banelings aren't responding.
Oh, I wish they
well, yeah, there's just a lot.
I want to go to the units tab. I think there's going to be like 20 meters, I would say. He's got 2 groups and then 5 more on the way.
Yeah, you might be right. Well, especially with these last 5 meters. That'll definitely be 20, I think. But that is really what Rogue is depending on. These are, I believe, his last Banelings. Yeah, he's got to make more, and he does find himself 40 army supply down. The last time he found an army supply down, he did take, no key trade.
Even just like trading out a small handful of Banelings efficiently like that, I think it's going to be worth it, but whether it's Lings or whether it's Banelings, the idea is that everything on the ground is supposed to distract while the mutas just kind of flock in from above, and this is a hard position to break. He's losing creep slowly. He needs the base for mining. Maybe better off expanding towards the south. I don't know. But the point is, right now, Bunny is putting on a pretty good set of pressure. Nice Banelings. Good focus down on the medevac, too, though. But there's still just so much more where that came from. And I think supply is just way out of control.
It is, yeah. Rogue's economy, not even that great. 53 drones. It's probably going to get overwhelmed. I mean, the muta control is great. You can snipe a lot of Marauders. That would be a lot of supply, but it's yeah, the mutas just get stacked in there. GG.
Bunny kind of actually had no idea what he looked like, if we're going to be honest. And I'm not judging him or anything like that, but it's just kind of cool to see his face. This is one of the great things about the VSL versus League. They actually have a studio. They invite players to come out and play. All this cool stuff. Is the studio in Busan, by the way?
It's in Seoul.
Seoul? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I was wondering. I knew that there was the whole reference to Busan with some of the team, like Train to Busan and stuff. I wasn't sure if that was because it was in Busan or that's where the end of year goal was for the G-Star Arena. That's cool. If it's in Seoul, it's pretty easily accessible then for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I think Byun someone that has to travel a long way. Byun and someone else. Not that Byun has to worry about that anymore, am I right? Haha, no, I'm just kidding. He'll be picked for the team league.
I mean, there's zero chance he won't be.
There was like a Reddit thread for like a minute before people, I guess, just like, are like, this is a dumb question. Or someone asked, like, is it true that the reason Jin Air is still a team is because, like, the Jin Air heiress was, like,
I feel like you've told a similar
fascinated.
story to that somewhere on stream before.
Well, no, because I wonder, this is why I brought it up, right, if the guy who made the post was either trolling or actually mistook two different women for the same woman, which wouldn't surprise me. So the Jin Air company, like, it has, like, the daughter of the president actually does really like StarCraft, and she kind of is like, hey, I want to support this, and they're like, okay, fine. But then there's a woman who is actually, like, she said that she, like, thought that Jaedong was very handsome and would go to Pro League, but she was a Chinese model. And I think they got crossed over at some point, because I don't think actually the Jin Air has talked anything about players.
By the way, sorry guys, I guess stream thing's broken again today. I had some hard time seeing this back up. Just refreshed, and while we get to this second game in the best of 3, big thank yous to Kay Yising, if you're here. Sorry we missed it 30 minutes ago. $20 was actually donated to say for the Biol. That $20, of course, is going to go to our tournament fundraiser. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's a good excuse to type !MEGA in chat. We'll be forwarding those funds over later. Juvia Loxer 69 hit us up with a 3-month resub. This is 3 great months with awesome casters. Aww. Bradford Oddfellow for 3 months says see you at the Ting finals. Stoked, dude. Dibertha for 5 months, and then of course Montune with those bits, 500 bits earlier. Actually, really appreciate that, man. But yeah, game 2 going down on Newkirk. This could be a bit of a rough one for Rogue. I feel like Bunny actually on this map specifically has shown some pretty good games in what we've even cast of him. But I don't know, like again for Rogue, we haven't seen like much of him, like in comparison, especially to somebody like Bunny.
Yeah. I'm not doing such a great job this time not accidentally pausing the stream.
Oh, where are you at right now?
31, 2, 3.
You are like 10 seconds behind. What?
Yeah.
Oh wait, do I have to pause or do you have to pause?
You have to pause.
Okay.
4, 5, 6.
Wait, hang on.
7.
It's too early for me. Give me a second here. Okay, so I'm coming up on 2 minutes. Where are you at?
51, 52, 53.
Okay, keep
4,
counting. Keep counting.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, we're good. Sorry, for those who don't know what's going on, this isn't like a YouTube VOD. This isn't pre-recorded. Like, I'll show you here. There's no timeline for us to skip to, because this is live. It's a live broadcast. It's a clean feed coming directly from the VSL studios. Unfortunately, though, because normally we're in-game clicking, it's been bad habit through this to click on the screen and realize you can't, so you pause it briefly, and you're like, oh, that desyncs it from everybody else.
Yeah. And I might have accidentally hit, like, Shift L.
I know. I control R a lot for this. But at any rate, the SCV, or not the SCV, the Reaper of Bunny comes across the map. I will say this too, I really like that we're not seeing Bunny do a bunch of 3 racks builds or anything silly against Rogue. I'm like so on the convinced whether they're good versus horrible, but I think Rogue's too good of a player to try that sort of stuff in here for the VSL. Maybe if you're really desperate in the losers match or something and nothing else is working for you, but certainly not here with the opening. So I like seeing 2 pretty nice openings out of Bunny and nothing too crazy.
2-2-1-1s. Back to the old standard. A little surprising, as again, like a lot of Terran players are really preferring the factory openers of various degrees nowadays, at least especially in Korea. I mean, it's still good. Bunny still made a lot out of it. But
what's kind of interesting though is those factory openings. I think I'm not convinced that they are objectively good, but because everyone keeps seeing, I think, Innovation and Beyond, especially like the 2 kings of Terran doing it all the time, everyone's like, you know, there must be something to this.
Yeah, maybe. This really, I mean, the factory openers, I think, really just have that extra added bonus of maybe being a surprise. Is it Hellbats? Is it TC? What is it? When the 2-1-1, once you see the Marines, you really don't have to see anything else. Like, that tells you all you need to know. So you should be able to defend against it very well, which Rogue did. Rogue had really good defense for the first, like, 6 medevacs, because there's, like, the first 2, and then the 4 in the main, and the 1 in the natural. Like, there was a lot of medevacs that actually didn't do a lot of damage for a medevac and the units inside of it. But the macro was good and the follow-up was good, and Rogue did definitely lose out on his creep spread and just, took a very... I mean, it wasn't aggressive to him because he was never really the one being aggressive, but he took a very forward base. And he doesn't do that here, but he might have to take the 4th base, kind of in a similar scenario. Some Zergs take the 4th to the very, very top. Some Zergs take it in the pocket one and just deal with kind of the shorter line, third base to 4th base. What?
Nothing. I'm just gonna full stop. No reason for me to finish that thought. The came from behind.
Anyways, we have another Cyclone follow-up too. I guess it's just Bunny's thing.
I'm sure there's certainly going to be a reason for it. Bunny's actually not such a weird random player that he would just do this for no reason, but I don't know, it doesn't compute for me. We'll have to wait and see it do something really cool. This time though, with the drop timing out much better and better control too, he does actually trade out really well in this mineral line. In fact, I would say even slaughtering Rogue on the defense. Queen goes down, second queen gonna get focused here. 3 queens go down for this. 4 queens dead.
What the hell, man? Well, it was like a 10-second sooner sim, which, it doesn't sound too important, but if you're going to immediately drop it to the main base, it certainly is.
It's an insane difference. Like, if the first game didn't go so badly, I don't think it would provide such amazing contrast to just how effective this is going. And for Rogue, I think a lot of this comes down to the initial start to defending this. Like, look at those medevacs. They're not quite dead, but they're still alive. These Marines would otherwise be completely finished. And here comes the reinforcements. So you're right. This very well might just be game. This is where he wants to show us the cycle. But he's like, guys, I'll show you. I promise. This wasn't just a random misclick.
It's awesome. Trust me. Yeah.
So far, so good.
I could kind of see it when it even attacked that 1 medevac last game, but especially with paired up with the main attack, it's just going to be game over. +1 Carapace did finish, so his Ling's taking better trades now, and the medevacs are finally being taken down, but Bunny still had really good macro behind this, where Rogue just lost all of his macro.
This was so insanely cost-effective, though. Like, I wonder if this has still paved the way for victory. I mean, we saw it briefly. They just closed it, guys. It was like 4,000 minerals lost for Rogue to Bunny's like 1,500. So many queens went down. He's still building new ones, and a lot of this just comes down to like him not being prepared for that. It's crazy because I guess I'm taking examples of Biol yesterday playing against Byun. He knew every attack that was coming. He was always prepared, and we saw him take no damage and defeat Byun pretty handily as a consequence. This time, we're watching a player like Rogue, who is admittedly a good circle player, but he's not taking his precautions. He makes a couple of mistakes, and it lets his opponent just run away with the game.
What am I making a shot off? I don't think the queen... Yeah, it's not automatically in position. Oh, right. Come on.
4 drone kills and almost kills the queen.
Oh, boy. Oh, no, the Liberator Hospital. These get any more drones, and it's already, like, terrible damage. He was brought down to, like, 37 drones, I think. Well, now he's remaking a lot, but now he's not going into army, where Bunny is... his economies are already pretty set. 58 workers. He needs like 7 more, and then it's just pure army.
Yeah, I'd say one of the problems is that army, just in general. It's we're seeing so much production tap right now of him making more drones and drones, replacing drones. I'm probably even going to make more drones to overcompensate for drones he plans to lose. And as a consequence, Bunny's army is just going to continue to grow further and further ahead.
Rogue's is missing out, of course, on important tech, so maybe the numbers aren't so bad yet, although 105 to 80 is not great. He's +1 melee was started later than it wanted to be. He doesn't have a bailing nest, I don't think. I don't know if he has a lair, so even if he had a bailing nest, no bailing speed. He's definitely going to be missing out on a lot of really crucial elements to defending against the main push, but it's not a main push. It is once again going to drop it into the main base. And I don't think without bailings, I don't think he can clean it up. Wouldn't mind if he gets a good shot off. The drones had to be pulled into it. Oof. Oh, come on, Queen. Oh, you're gonna die anyways. Never mind. Oh, this is all types of bad, Rogue.
I mean, this is breaking my heart a little bit because I was really happy to see Rogue play again. On the other side, though, Bunny has been really like. If you guys have been watching Alima Leagues, if you've been watching BTSLs, like Bunny competing in everything that he has been showing really good games, really good play, and this is just, it speaks so much larger for Bunny to win this for him than I think it does down on Rogue per se. GG.
Yeah. Slapped. Like, get out of here.
Like the
Chin air.
Look at that smile, that grin.
If I'm the Dust manager, I'd be feeling pretty happy about these pickups.
yeah. Ricky I think did great with Bunny. Hush we haven't really seen a lot out of, if we're going to be honest, but Bunny has just been a pretty phenomenal player this year. You know, back to 2016. Where did you really see much of Bunny? Like, you didn't. That's kind of the point. But yeah, he's been on the rise. He's been taking on. I think his TvT is actually pretty good too, which is what I think is really impressive considering how hard it is over in Korea to play that matchup. But TvZ worked out, and Solar just kind of chilling, super relaxed.
Super sunk into that chair.
Those chairs are massive. Solar's not a tiny. Like Solar's smaller than me, but he's like not a tiny guy. Those are massive chairs.
It looks like they put a DX racer on top of another chair.
Kind of, yeah. It's like, those were like thrones.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you call when Rogue loses all of his drones. That game was thrown. We're gonna go to commercial break, guys. They'll get the next series up and going here momentarily. We'll be back soon, and we'll see you for what's the other matchup? Solar versus
Classic.
Classic. Yeah, I couldn't remember the opponent's name. That one actually, before we even go to commercial break, I think it'll be interesting because Solar is whatever for the Zerg standard. Classic has me questioning like he's been kind of cheesy, then not cheesy, then really cheesy. Like I actually don't know where he sits playstyle wise right now.
I don't know either. Not in PvZ.
All right, well, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.